Welcome back to our What to Expect When Buying a Home series. In this video, we're going to share with you what you can expect when buying a home and actually shopping for the homes because, well, there are some things that you need to know. And I'm here to tell you. Hi, my name is Heather Wright, and I'm a real estate agent in the greater Des Moines area at Remax Concepts. And I have a real estate team that either myself or one of my team members would love to help you through the process of buying a home and becoming a homeowner and living the American dream. So, one of the things that people might be surprised about is the actual process of shopping for homes. So, first of all, it's kind of weird. Like you're going into someone's home and they're not there, and like you're just there to look around. If you think about it, it's just bizarre, isn't it? Some pro tips for shopping for homes is you should wear slip-on shoes because it's entirely probable that you're going to need to take your shoes off in someone else's home. And if you are looking at multiple homes in a day and you have lace-up boots, you're going to be annoyed with yourself because that's going to get old very, very quickly. So wear shoes that are easy to slip on or off. Also, be prepared to not touch anything. Like you're not there to play with their stuff. If you have children and you want to bring your kids along, they're not there to play with toys or jump on the furniture, God forbid, jump on the beds. So everybody needs to be very respectful that we are there to look at the house and imagine your life living in that house. All of the personal property, the furniture, the art, the knickknacks, the kitchen appliances on the countertop, those are not going to be there when you move in if this is your house. So you need to come ready to use your imaginary vision and look past those things and imagine your life there, all while being respectful to the homeowners. Now, speaking of looking past things, sometimes we might walk into homes that need to be given a little grace. Maybe there's an awful lot of stuff in the house that we need to look past that at the bones of the house to really imagine what it would be like without all their stuff in there. And I know that's challenging. I know it's really easy to get distracted by all the things right in front of you. And so a good real estate agent is going to help you stay on task to look past all of those distractions and stay on task. It's possible you might go to open houses. In my area, they're very common on Sunday afternoons and less common on other days and random times of the week. But if you see a sign for an open house, there's probably going to be a real estate agent sitting at that property for a couple of hours, holding the property open. And you're welcome to attend open houses. But I do have a video on this topic if you wanted to watch a little bit more information on that. But the thing is to remember that if you sign in on all of the open house sheets, you can expect follow-up from those real estate agents. So I recommend to my clients that when you're at an open house, just make a note, put your name on there, and then you're allowed to use my contact information. So you would write Heather Wright is my agent, and then put in my phone number. And so then if that real estate agent has any questions, they can contact me, which is then going to save you a lot of hassle from getting calls from many, many different real estate agents. Now, when we're looking at the homes, we'll probably have already talked about what you're looking for in a home. You probably want 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, a 2-car attached garage, whatever it is that you're looking for. We will already know that before we go in the house. And so then we'll go in the house and I'll ask you, well, how does this house make you feel? Does it make you feel like packing your bags and moving? No? Why not? What do you like about this house? What do you not like about this house? All of these questions help me pinpoint what we should be looking for because just because it has 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and a 2-car garage doesn't mean everyone is going to be a winner. Thinking through all of those things is really, really helpful. In addition to that, a good agent like me will help point out the good, the bad, and the ugly. For example, this house might be amazing, but how do you feel about living on a busy street? This house could be amazing, but it looks like it gets wet. Now, I can tell you how to fix those problems. Because here's the other thing. There is no such thing as a perfect house. They all come with problems. Even if you build a brand new house, it's going to get old and something's going to break and you're going to have to fix it. And so this is just a normal part of being a homeowner. It's the joys of homeownership. And that's what you're signing up for, to be your own landlord and fix your own problems. But there is a certain degree of problems you may or may not be willing to take on when you're shopping for homes. So somebody who is experienced at fixing homes or making repairs or remodeling is probably going to have a very different opinion on what kind of projects they're willing to take on than somebody who is a first-time home buyer and has no experience and doesn't really want to get experience fixing things with a house. So we're going to find out very quickly what your expectations are for the quality of the house that you're purchasing today. Any home can have amazing quality. It's just how much money do you have to throw at the problems to get it to that amazing quality level? And we will find the one that is meant for you. It might take 5 minutes. It might take 5 years. We're here for it no matter what. And don't let my 5-year comment scare you off. That was an example. But it's true. Sometimes people do look for 5 years. On average, most people find their home within 90 to 120 days. Some find it very quickly, some take a little bit longer. It's your journey. You're not going to be pressured into anything. We're just going to ask the same questions at every house. What do you like? What do you not like? And if you know that you do not want a house with a wet basement, that's okay. Now, that wet basement can be fixed. We have fairly reasonable methods of addressing those problems. But if you know that that's not for you, that's totally fine. Now we can look at the seller disclosures before we even schedule the appointment to go look at the house. And if they have something in there like a wet basement or something else that you know you definitely don't want to take on, then we'll save ourselves some time by not even looking at that house. Or if there's no indication on a disclosure on whether or not the house has this particular problem that you're trying to avoid, if it's a wet basement, for example, we might just go to the basement first. Let's just knock that out. The first thing we do when we go into a house and go to the basement. And by the time you're done house hunting, I will have you being a basement expert where you will be able to identify, various problems throughout that may or may not indicate whether or not the basement has been wet. And so that will help you make a good informed decision on the house that you ultimately buy. Because if I didn't point those things out and then you found out after the fact, you're going to be kind of pissed, aren't you? So that's what we want to avoid. We want to make sure that you have all of the information possible, because not only do I want to help you buy a house today, I want you to call me in a few years when it's time to sell that house and buy something else. And I also want you to tell all of your friends and family in between now and then to call me, because I am an amazing realtor and showed you the good, the bad, and the ugly in every house. That pretty much covers step 2 in the home buying timeline, or the second video anyway, of what to expect when you're buying a house. Now, stay tuned for the next video where we talk a little bit more about reviewing disclosures, making the offer, negotiating, and what comes next. I'll talk to you soon.